Hello everyone, let's discuss the difference between the mean and true node. It's no minor thing. On this series, the key issues of astrology, we're going to go deep into them in short, but I hope meaningful videos. It might look like only 1 degree or 2 degrees different on paper between the mean and true calculation of the North Node, but actually everything will change. For some people, even the sign will change. For many people, all the Varga charts will be different. All your predictions will be completely out if you're not using the correct position of Rahu. And don't forget, the North Node Rahu is bringing you into this incarnation, the cause of your birth. You must have this correctly calculated. So, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below, and if the video is good, give it a thumbs up. Let's go. Now, the North Node of the Moon, Rahu, is a mathematical point, an invisible planet, as we say, Vedic Astrology. The point of the eclipse, that's the important thing, solar and lunar. But his position in your chart is the purpose of your birth, and all your destiny depends on understanding his correct placement. Of course, we are talking about the nodes. There are 2 nodes, North Node, South Node. North Node Rahu, South Node Ketu. And basically, when one changes the other, because they are exactly opposite, we understand the Vedic system to be one being, Swabhanu. So basically, when Rahu is, say, 5 degrees Virgo, then Ketu will be in the opposite position at 5 degrees of Pisces, the opposite sign. So we must get this calculation right. So let's discuss first of all, what is the mean and what is the true node really? This is important. The mean position of Rahu Ketu is calculated by the average motion of the North Node, the average motion. And the true node is not really the true position of the node at all. In fact, the actual language is so misleading. I'll discuss that in a minute. The true node is the tip of the node, the furthest that the North Node has gone. But it's not where he really is. Aha! This is something we need to get right. Now, given the choice, of course, between a true thing and the mean thing, or just basically between the true position of Rahu, everybody wants that. The true node in time and space, that's what you think you are getting, don't you? But you're not. The true node is not as true as what you think it is astrologically at all. So just saying I want the true node is something that people do by default. I did it many years with astrology. I ticked the true node box without thinking twice about things. Then I came to the deep knowledge of Jyotish and to the Vedic system, and I had to think it out again to make predictions and to see what's really going on. So what's the difference then? Why are there 2 ways to calculate Rahu, the North Node's position? Because the true node actually shows you the wobble in the calculation. The point of the eclipse is wobbling. It's going a little bit direct apparently and then retrograde mostly. Every month you will see this effect. Let's see this visually. Here's an ephemeris for February 24, the planetary positions, sidereal positions, of course, not tropical. And this is from the astro.com site. I love that site, and I like the fact that they've actually got ephemeris going right back to the Middle Ages. What a fantastic resource. Slightly annoying, of course, that we have to have Uranus, Neptune, Pluto here. We don't need them in Vedic astrology. They do not carry your karmas. But what is carrying your karma is Rahu, shown here. The mean position is here, and the true node, a little t, is here. Let's discuss these and just look at them carefully. What you notice with the mean node is that it's going continually retrograde, very, very smoothly with the average motion and the wobble taken away. True node starts the month apparently direct a little bit, then goes retrograde, then has a little direct wobble. It's not really happening, it's a wobble, and then goes retrograde again. This is what we are taking away, this wobbling effect by this mean node. Rahu, North Node of the Moon, is the only Graha, and he is grasping you. He is definitely, we mightn't call him Graha, but he is a shadow planet who is definitely permanently retrograde. And Sun, Moon, he is eclipsing them. They are permanently direct. So everyone, do not be taken in. Do not think that this mean node, this flowing retrograde Rahu, is an approximation. I've actually read that. Astrologers say that. It is not an approximation. It is the actual flow of Rahu giving you your karmas, your desire in this life. So you see, everybody, in truth, the mean node is showing you the flow of your karmas, and the true node is simply an elaboration, a different way to see this phenomena, because it is the observed position. Observed position means it's an astronomical factor, a little wobble, a little oscillation of this point. Rahu is a mathematical point in an astronomical way of looking at things. But astronomy is not astrology. From a Jyotish astrology point of view, Rahu is permanently retrograde. He will bring you the events. He will bring you the purpose of your birth through his perfectly flowing retrograde motion, which can be seen from the mean position. And of course, everyone, it becomes crucial if in your birth chart you have Rahu at the beginning or the end of a sign. Then it becomes absolutely seminal, this choice between true and mean node. A recent example, November 2023, Rahu entered Pisces. There it is, mean node. But by the true node, it looked like he was still in Aries sign. But please remember this, even if you do not have Rahu Ketu at the end or beginning of a sign in your birth chart, he will still change in the Varga charts, divisional charts, depending on your choice, on your use of the mean or true node, which of course changes everything, because we use Varga charts to make predictions most definitely. In summary then, everyone, I would say use the mean node. Use Rahu's actual intent, his actual purpose to bring you these karmas through his permanent retrograde motion. Of course, I'm not here to dictate to anybody, just giving you this advice. And it is advice that I have followed and I have found to be actually very, very accurate. It's a bit unfortunate, the word true node, though, isn't it? I keep on thinking it must be Rahu's joke. He loves to give us this smoke and illusion effect where we think something is true and it isn't true. So yeah, the mean node gives you the flow of the karmas, gives you the astrology. True node is just an astronomical observation, and it is different. In the Jyotish Vedic system, we're going far deeper than the surface every time. An example, everybody, David Bowie's chart with the true node. We'll look at the mean node in a minute. You know, doing this video has made me look very carefully at the charts I'm uploading, because sometimes I may have had it by default on true node. Whoops! I'm going to really check that now in the future, everybody. But look, this is a very good example of the mean node working. Here we have the true node setting. It's at 18 degrees. Rahu is in the 5th house. We're going to see it does not change house, of course, because it's in the middle of the sign. Birth chart stays the same, but my goodness, the whole D9 changes. In the true node, Navamsa, Rahu is in the 3rd house in Gemini, but he changes sign and house, as I'm going to show you with the mean node. Now, let's just take one event, one definite event. Let's take David Bowie's death, because that should definitely show in a chart. It must be there, right? And there are many other factors. Please don't get upset about this and think, oh, I'm going to die because I've got similar position to David Bowie. We would have to check D60 as well, certainly, and there are some other dashas as well. But just using Vimsotri dasha, he was in Mars Rahu when he died. Looking at the D1, there's some sickness, trouble. Mars is in the 12th house. 6 away, of course, is Rahu. That would always indicate trouble. And malefic factors, hospitalization, all of these things. But we must check D9 as well. 12th house D9 shows circumstances of death. Check my D9 video. Mars is in the 8th house here, and Mars is 8 away to Rahu. Once again, just like the 6th, this is a challenging factor, but it doesn't give us the exact Marika effect. Marika effect we only see with the mean node. Let's have a look. Marika means death-inducing factors or sickness, trouble, etc. In the D9, from the mean node, Rahu becomes Vargotama. I mean, this is seminal in an actual Marika house. Second house is Marika. And look at Mars, this Mahadasha Lord, when he died, it's in the 8th house. 8th is transformation, change. I mean, talk about change. Talk about transforming yourself from top to bottom. Ketu, Shani, Mars, Sun. 4 malefics in the 8th house. David Bowie knows about change and transformation. Wasn't that the song he wrote? Changes? Surely it is shown in this D9 from the mean node. It's completely seminal though, because when he died, Mars is in the 8th house, Rahu in the 2nd house, 7 away. I've shown you on my Mahadasha videos, 7 away. Mahadasha Lord, 7 to the Bhukti Lord is a Marika position. It's a big change. It is not always death, but it's a big change point. It has Marika potential, and especially because Rahu is in 2nd house, Marika house, but more than that here. Mangala is conjunct to Ketu. Ketu is the 12th lord, circumstances of the death. And don't forget, of course, Ketu would not be in this Scorpio sign 8th house if we had true node. He would be Sagittarius 9th house, giving a completely different circumstances of the death. 9th house means traveling somewhere different, foreign land, gurus, priests. The 8th house, Scorpio, is all about secrecy. And of course, some of you will remember David Bowie's final illness was kept a total secret. When his death was announced, it was a shock to many people. Many people were completely shocked. David Bowie dead, I didn't even know he was ill. The total secrecy of the well of Scorpio, of this Mangala Ketu conjunction and this Mangala Rahu Dasha, this Marika factor. Hope it was a good video for you all, everybody. Don't forget to sub to my channel if you're new. Great to have you on board. Goodbye for now, and God bless you all.